this is the Nissan
Navara.
Oh, sorry. So this is the Nissan Navara. And in case you're wondering why we're starting inside, it's actually because this has received a huge interior update, and that's what we're seeing now. It now gets the same interior as the Nissan Terra. You can see that in the design of the dashboard. It's a huge step up compared to the previous Navara, and materials have also been improved with that new dashboard. So top part, still hard touch plastic, while the center part is now wrapped in a very soft leather with red stitching because this is the Pro-4X variant. The door panels are still the same as before, all hard touch plastic with the leather armrest with red stitching as well, and a black door handle over here because this is again Pro-4X. Then the cup holder here also fits my big bottle, so very nice to have that over there. Then our steering wheel, same as before, still no telescopic adjustment unfortunately, so only tilt, and it is quite heavy. But yeah, so it's still very easy to find my driving position because I am quite familiar with this car. And the horn, it's just your usual Nissan horn controls here, for on the left for our audio controls, on the right for our cruise control, and yeah, just cruise control. So anyway, moving on, we have my favorite gauge setup over here. So it's a 7-inch display in the middle with 2 analog gauges on the side. It looks really good, and it's complete with information, everything that you will want to know about this car, about your drive. Everything is over here, and you can see that right now it's just really complete, except for TPMS, which, if I'm not mistaken, this had it before and now it's missing. I don't know if Nissan actually removed that, but anyway, moving on here into the center, we have another huge update. So we have a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system, Nissan Connect interface, and it's bigger than before. So the old one had an 8-inch screen, this one is now a 9-inch, and just like what we have in other Nissan products, it's very easy to use. It's laid out very well, and it has wireless Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto. I just do find that the system is a bit on the slower side, just like what we also see in vehicles like the Terra and Z. So Nissan can really do some improvements over there. But what I really like about this are these dials on the side and also the buttons over here, which are always very helpful in making the user experience much better. And the car turned off the battery. But anyway, moving down, we have our dual zone automatic climate controls. So very nice dials over there and buttons in the middle and a display as well. So this also is very nice. It looks really good, and it also again makes the user experience much better compared to other vehicles. Then moving down, we have our new USB-C port, USB-A port on its right, and our 4x4 selector over there, 12-volt power outlet as well, and some storage down here. So it's not a wireless phone charger, so put your phone there, it will not charge because you have to go to the Nissan Terra for that. Then another thing here is the center console, which is lifted from the Terra EL, and it fixed my complaint from before. So the old one had the huge chrome piece over here. Now it's matte black and piano black, and it no longer reflects in your face. Also a new gear shifter, by the way. And then moving here, 2 cup holders and our diff lock button and hill descent control button. 2 blank switches though, that's for the rear seats of the Terra. Then parking brake over here, manual parking brake, and our center armrest with a small amount of storage underneath, but it works. Then our seats are still the same, so it has white, red, and a very nice pattern over there. And these are Nissan Zero Gravity seats. They're really good. Well, my back hurts a bit right now because I fell off my bed last night, but the seat makes it a better place to be in. So it's very supportive despite it looking very flat, and adjustment is pretty good as well. Now we're at the back seats of the Navara Pro-4X, and it's pretty much the same as before back here with a few changes, just minor changes. So anyway, let's start with the seats, which are the best in the segment. So really no other pickup truck comes close to how good these rear seats are. They're slightly angled for additional thigh support, so Nissan did a great job over their materials. Are the same as in front, red, white, and black stitching, just like there, minus the Pro-4X name only. Then we have here in the middle a center armrest with 2 cup holders, and space is also really nice over here. So leg room, foot room, knee room, all good. Headroom is also pretty good, so it's a very nice place to be in. So what's new here? So we have a new USB-C port with a USB port USB-A port right there. I believe they used to be down there. Then 2 aircon vents over there, same as before. And if I'm not mistaken, they changed the dome light up there. So I'm not sure if this is the same as before, but it looks kind of old school, a bit downgraded, I think. And it reminds me of Toyotas from the 90s. So yeah, that's it here for the backseat. Now we can take a look if anything is new on the outside. By the way, we're filming this review at the Driftwoods Action Park and Cafe, which is located in Indang, Cavite. Be sure to check out their socials linked in the description for information on the different activities and amenities you can experience here. And now that we're here outside, you will notice that there really isn't much that has changed. That's why we started with the interior, right? So in front, it's still the same front fascia that we saw when they launched this in 2021. We have this huge front grille, which is black for the Pro-4X with the orange accents, again, for the Pro-4X. Then we also have here the quad projector LED headlights, which look really good. They really help in brightening up the streets, especially at night. LED DRLs over there. They're just a normal halogen turn signal, and our LED fog light below. So the bumper is very rugged looking. I really like that. I just wish that Nissan has given us already the new logo in front, but yeah, they haven't done that yet. Also the color, aspen white, I think it looks so good. It really looks good, especially now under the sun. And also, if I haven't mentioned it, I still think this one's the best looking in the pickup truck segment. And now we're here on the side of the Navara Pro-4X, and you can see it still looks very much the same. The wheels are the 17-inch alloys from the VE variant, smaller than what we have in the VL, but blacked out, and I think it matches this more. Also, it's wrapped in all-terrain tires, Yokohama Geolandars. More of that orange accent over there. Blacked out side mirrors, black running boards down here, and towards here the back, you'll also notice that it is quite raised at the back. That's what Nissan has done to give us more payload capacity, especially with this having coil springs over there for a better ride. Also the Pro-4X name over there, and you can't see it right now, but up there we do have a new shark fin antenna. And at the back, it's the same as before as well, just like the rest of the exterior. So we have the same C-shaped taillight over here, and the Navara name stamped onto the tailgate with the black and orange Nissan logo again up there. And once you open the tailgate, you'll notice that this is assisted, so it's very light, very easy to open, unlike some of these trucks rivals. And also you'll see that Nissan has finally listened to customers and has given us a standard bed liner, and thankfully the sun has gone away. Anyway, so yeah, standard bed liner now. You don't need to add it as an accessory anymore. Unfortunately though, that comes with Nissan removing the clamps on the side, the adjustable hooks, which I found very useful when I needed to use them. So unfortunately it's gone. Hopefully you can still get it as an accessory perhaps, and it's probably to keep the prices low. But anyway, that's it for the exterior and interior of the Navara. We can now take this out on a test drive. And now we're driving the Nissan Navara Pro-4X, and it feels very familiar as before. So we've driven a lot of Navaras, a lot of Terras, and they all feel similar. And that's also how this feels, because of course everything is the same when it comes to driving. So the engine first, it's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine, and it produces 190 horsepower and 450 newton meters of torque, mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission. And people will likely say that that sounds weak or it's not enough, especially considering how these pickups rivals have more than 200 horsepower and over 500 newton meters of torque, and also more gears like a 10-speed automatic transmission with the Ford Ranger. But this, I think, is still one of the best in the segment. Honestly, after the Mitsubishi Triton, which is the best for me, this one follows a close second. So for starters, the transmission is very well tuned. So 7 gears in this, and I think it's the sweet spot for this, for any transmission in general. So 8-speed is a bit too much, 10-speed is definitely a lot, 6-speed not enough, so 7-speed is just a perfect balance, and it just gives us smooth shifts, gives us a good amount of response. So put your foot down and the engine instantly responds when it shifts, very smooth. And well, yeah, I just really like how this drives. Same goes for the steering of this car, of this truck. It's a bit lighter than before compared to the pre-facelift from before 2021. And it does offer a decent amount of feedback, just not as much as I would like. There are times that it feels like it's a dead spot instead, but yeah, it does offer a good amount of feedback, which is pretty much what you will also need in a pickup truck, especially when going on longer drives in the province like what we are doing. right now. At times though, when inside the city, especially lower speeds parking, it will feel a bit too heavy, and it lightens up once you go at speed, which is kind of the opposite of what I want for myself. Then when it comes to handling, this vehicle is very stable. So turn the wheel and then there's a little bit of body roll, which is expected from a pickup truck. You're not supposed to take corners at very high speeds in pickups, but this one does keep itself very composed. And that also is the same story when it comes to our ride quality, which the Navara is the best in the segment thanks to the coil springs at the back. So unlike others which use leaf springs, this one has coil springs, which just really improves the ride comfort for everyone. It feels like an SUV, even better than some SUVs at that. NVH installation is also pretty good, so road noise is kept to a minimum despite us having all-terrain tires on this truck. So other trucks with normal highway tires will be a bit louder. This one is very quiet, pretty quiet for what it has. Also, vibrations in the cabin is very limited. So the engine is the most vibration you'll get. It does get a bit loud at times. Some people will not like that, especially with the newer trucks that have excellent engine noise suppression. This one could still be improved, but I think Nissan is already due for a new generation, so Nissan's preparing us for that already, probably. Anyway, then when it comes to visibility, this Navara is also pretty good. Although this A-pillar over here is a bit thick, it does offer us pretty good, it's very generous visibility all around. So we sit very high, so you have a very commanding view of the road. Side mirrors are pretty big, the windows are also pretty big. So there's really no problem when it comes to that. 360 camera is also equipped, like I showed you earlier. And yeah, like I mentioned, the windows. So speaking of windows, they're a bit too hot. So granted, this is a media unit, so it's not tinted, but other cars you won't feel as hot. You know that Navara, Nissan, good aircon, but you don't feel that here because of how this window probably doesn't have any UV suppression, although it does have acoustic glass, so that's what makes the cabin a bit quieter than it could have been. And important with any new vehicle these days is the fuel economy. So the Navara still offers pretty good fuel economy despite it being a 4x4. So inside the city, I was able to achieve around 8 kilometers per liter in heavy traffic conditions. So that's actually really good. And when it lightens up, it will give you around 10 kilometers per liter, which is, well, excellent. While on the highway, I was able to achieve about 14 kilometers per liter. Not as good as I expected, but it's fine. Others will do around 12. This one does 14. I was expecting around 17, but yeah, it works. It's still pretty efficient, and we do have an 80-liter fuel tank, which does help in making your gas station, diesel station visits less frequent. And then lastly, before we end, let's talk about the Nissan Intelligent Mobility Suite. So Nissan was a pioneer in the segment in equipping its Navara with the advanced driver assist system. So this is fully equipped with everything such as autonomous emergency braking, lane departure warning, and others. And it's just fully equipped except for adaptive cruise control. But if there's one thing that I would like to really complain about, it's the lane departure warning, which is quite sensitive. So you weave a bit out of your lane and it instantly makes a sound, which, well, it's fine, doesn't sound bad, but it is too loud and it just does it too early, and you can't adjust the sensitivity, unfortunately. But other than that, the system works very well. Priced at 1,850,000 Philippine pesos, the Nissan Navara Pro-4X is one of the more affordable options for those looking for a fully equipped 4x4 pickup truck. Despite it being one of the older options, it still looks fresh, especially inside, and its equipment list does not fall behind at all. The Navara still has you covered in all areas and is still very much worth considering.